Hello, Lou Hamilton from Audible Elegance here in Cincinnati, Ohio. We have a website, audibleelegance.com. Please do visit it. I have a monthly blog. We also have a new and used store that is capable of shipping nationally, so take a look at it. We do not ship out of the United States, so sorry. We can't count on the mail systems around the world. The Far East is actually pretty good, as is Germany, by the way. And England does a fine job too, really. The thing we would like is more subscribers. I know that we have a lot of viewers, and basically from the information I can track, we could certainly easily pick up more subscribers. And it's important because what it does is it allows us to buy new microphones and improve what we're doing, improve the cameras, allow us to buy things so we can take them apart and show you. Because sometimes when you take them apart, it's a one-way ticket. And or so certainly nobody wants to buy something that's been put back together. And I don't blame them. For many people, the truth of the matter is that their audio system and their home theater system are one and the same. So for you pure audiophiles, stereo only, this will have some advice for you, but not as much as for those who have a combo system. And the reason I talk about it is one of the most common problems I run into with the combo systems is this. This is a very large reflective surface. It's typically between the speakers, and it raises holy hell with sound. And I've seen people drive themselves nuts trying to get a stereo image and everything else, but the sound is bouncing off of this like none other. You can see it to yourself if you just get out a pan of water and start dipping your finger in at different points, and you'll see all these ringlets form and bouncing off of different surfaces. Those ringlets are smearing the information, and they're confusing you, so you don't get any sense of stereo imaging at all, or very little. So what can you do? Enter the cloth. Now, the thickness and density of the cloth determines what frequencies it's really good at. But any cloth is better than none at all. So I'll typically have somebody go to their bathroom and pull out a bunch of towels to drape it over their TV set. But what you want is you want something that takes this critter, to use a pun, out of the picture. Oh, a little hard. And that knocks off a lot of the sound. I'm having a lot of fun, aren't we? But if you drape cloth over it, you can use a quilt. We were thinking about trying to come up with a kit for people, but the TV sets are made out of so many different sizes and so much different materials. Trying to come up with a way of attaching something to it without it becoming a sock over the entire set is a problem. So let's add some more material to the backside here. So while this is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, I'd like to go across. What you're trying to do is knock down the echo. So I'm going to be talking into this. This is how I sound now. This is how I sound now. You can hear the sound creating all sorts of issues. And so those people who have the big screen, big panel between their speakers, this is what's going on. And this is what's disrupting your sense of stereo. Now, obviously, when you're watching a movie, this has got to come off. The other reason I don't like to have an entire enclosure over it and leave it there permanently is a lot of these sets have standby features. And so you might wind up cooking your own product if this is left on it. I know that was definitely true with plasmas because they have boards that get fairly warm. I can't speak to all the other sets, but they do have standby circuitry, and that's why they have vents on them. All right, so we don't want to clog it. But watch out for that one. Now, for the pure audiophile, what I'm looking at is highly reflective surfaces. And the second most common surface like that is where you have artwork or posters, whatever, underneath glass. This is a reflective point. It may or may not be a problem. It depends upon where it is. And we're going to get into primary and secondary reflections in the not too distant future. I got to get the right stuff to show you how this happens. So large glass things can be a problem. Certainly, if you're in a room that has large glass surfaces, our front window here, which we have to have this way because it meets the code of the city of Montgomery, this is a huge reflective surface. So if we're going to do a demo in this room, the first thing we do is we drop it, the screen. And we have a similar thing going on in another room. Again, it's glass. So some people do have rooms where they have large glass areas for viewing and such. You need to use some form of cloth. The funniest thing I saw was somebody who thought they were going to hang a whole bunch of levolors up there and that was going to handle it. And that was about the most futile exercise I've ever seen, and it was very costly. Needless to say, a few weeks later, the curtains they had there went back up because levolors don't do it. And I don't care if they're made out of metal, wood, or whatever. They're not going to work like a cloth. Again, what frequency is affected is, again, controlled by the density of the fiber and its thickness. Personally speaking, I much prefer using natural fibers as opposed to synthetics because their absorption curves are much more gentle. They're not notch-like. Foam underlayment is very notch-like. It affects one frequency really hard, except the notch is down typically, so not up. But yeah, that's what happens with panels, and that's what happens with artwork. Oh, by the way, it doesn't matter whether it's clear or frosted glass. It's still glass, folks. It's going to be reflective, all right? It's just not reflecting as much light, but it's doing everything to the sound. So let's get serious here. So there we are. Thank you.